during the start of the season, just dealing with winning and how to deal with winning for your young roster. It's only one loss, but 2 games that probably below expectations for you the last couple of weeks. So is there anything that changes in your approach to make sure this doesn't grow into something bigger for your roster?
No. Listen, if anything, I went back and after watching it, I'm actually more encouraged because to me, it's not what it appears to be. We just on the basic level of this, it's turnover ratio. It's turnover. And we're turning the ball over too much offensively. Special teams, we had one against Chicago. Giving up 4 against Chicago, 3 against Green Bay, and only gotten 1 back. That's the major issue right now. So we can talk about all these other things, but until we clean that up, the other parts of this are a little bit irrelevant. And honestly, they're not the big issues. So we can take care of the football. There's a couple of things. The effort was pretty good. They came out, played a really good game, like I said. We weren't able to negate some of the things they were doing, but ultimately, man, we got to hold on to the football, which we can do. We can do that.
So how do you get that fixed? I mean, New Orleans.
That'd be style we play a little bit. There'll be some things we do, pretty much what we've been doing, but there is, I think we can do a couple of things that help the O-line, that'll in turn help golf, and then certainly our defense, man, running to the football, run and hit, which is kind of things we preach all the time. We got to be good on first, second down, and then third down's where we got to win.
You guys know New Orleans is one of the better teams at taking the ball away.
Yeah, they are. They're very good. It's a tough place to play, too. This is going to be an unbelievable environment, and it's hard to win there, but it's exactly what you want. I mean, this is exactly what you want. This is another one of those. You start talking about these places you get to go play at, man. We talked about Arrowhead. You talk about going to Lambeau. You get to go to the Superdome. I mean, there's nothing sweeter than this. You come out with a win out in that environment. So it's a formidable opponent. It doesn't matter how many guys they have out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who we're going to have out because we'll probably have a couple out again. It's about getting ready to play your best football against a team you have to assume is going to play their best football. That's what it is.
Concerns that 6 of those turnovers are from the quarterback?
Well, yeah, that's one spot. But we've talked. He knows, like I told him this morning, it's once I'm starting to break the line of scrimmage, I got to tuck it away. And it's as simple as that. It's an emphasis we work on in practice. We're going to work on it. Like all these little things that come up. We're not going to just yell harder. We're going to give substance. You teach them, you show them. And here's where you can be a little bit better. Everything from pass pro to the rush to the way we cover to the way we jam to the way we protect the football or don't protect it. I mean, there's some stuff on tape right now offensively that we're not even talking about because it wasn't a turnover that's going to cost us. The ball's loose. So it's those things we got to just keep emphasizing. But, man, I'm not getting worried. I love this. I'm serious. I love this, and I love that, man, it's doom and gloom outside our building, and we got 6 to go. We got an unbelievable opportunity, and I love it. I really do, man. So this is what we find out what we're made of. And really everybody in this league for that matter. You're talking about the month of December, and this is where there's teams that will begin to rise and teams that will fall out of this. And I love our team. I love where we're at, and I know the guys that we have in the locker room. I know these coaches, so it's going to be good.
Takeaways start with pressure on defense, and pressure really isn't your problem. It wasn't your problem last year. It's not your problem this year. So if you're getting pressure and not getting takeaways, where do you think is the disconnect there?
Yeah, well, I think this is another thing where we have to talk about, we talk about hustling to the football, but, man, we got to make more of a point of first guy in, you got him, second guy's got to go in. Everything about it is stripping the ball out. It's one thing to say, hey, everybody to the football rally, and now it's got to be the first man wrap him up, the second man's getting the ball out. Everybody's got to be around it when it does pop. Certainly coverage plays into that. We do got to play tighter. When you look back at our game the other day, we actually played with tight coverage. There's a number of those we just couldn't finish on the football, but we're in phase. Look, Love played a hell of a game, man. The ball was out. There's about 4 of those that were 7-step hitches. The rest of those are like 5-step in rhythm, no hitch, ball's out, 3-step. I don't care what kind of rush you got, the ball's going to be out. So, we just keep working, do what we do. It's the same group we've had. Yeah, we're good.
You're bringing Hendon back to practice this week.
We could.
Obviously, he's a ways away from playing. Even if he's practicing. So, why is it important for him to get to practice once you do that?
Yeah, by rules, we can't coach him. So that's why, I mean, we can have him in meetings, but he can't be out there and going through any fundamental work. He just got to kind of stand there. So that's where it helps, to be able to actually do individual work with him, have him take a snap. That's why it's big. I mean, be nice to be able to just do some of those things with him, but that's why you got to get him on the roster. Otherwise, rules don't allow for him to do any of that.
So you could. Is there something you're waiting for to see if you will, or just a matter of timing?
Yeah, I mean, I think we will. Brad and I talked about it last week. I don't want to sit here and tell you, and then we don't do it, and I lied to you. That's all.
You appreciate that.
All good. I think we will, but we'll see.
You've been involved in a lot of playoff pushes in your career.
I'm sorry, say again?
You've been involved in a lot of playoff pushes.
Yeah.
What's the secret of doing that in December, preparing for
Yeah,
it?
consistency, and just continue to do the little things right, and man, stay true to what you are, and I think the worst thing you can do is, man, you got to take it and you got to look at what you are, what you need to build on, and see it for what it is, and I think as long as you stay true to that, and you just continue to develop those players around you, you put a good plan together for who you're going into play, then I think you're pretty good. I think where things go bad is if you don't have a plan. People around you don't believe you have a plan. Players believe that you don't believe in them anymore. Then all of a sudden there starts, these cracks begin to show. But look, at some point every team reaches adversity. That's what I do know. Every good team I've ever been a part of. You don't know when it's going to hit. Sometimes it's September, sometimes it's October, sometimes it is December. And I don't think that's going to happen to us, but who knows? This may just be the beginning of it. And we may have to get through a couple of games before we find our footing again. I don't think so, but it wouldn't surprise me either. That's the nature of this league. So, man, you hit adversity, you reach it, and it either makes you a little bit better of a team or you just crack under it. So I like where we're at. We're going to be good. We got one loss. We'll respond. This team will be ready to go play, all right, in a great environment.
You had a couple guys banged up in that game. There was one where Kirby came up, kind of holding his arm limp, but he stayed in there, and then obviously Alex came out. Any long-term concerns with any of the injuries coming out of that game?
Yeah, we'll know more. Alex could be a little bit. That's possible. Kirby should be good. Jonah, I'm assuming Jonah's not playing until he tells me he's playing, and then and then I'll know. So, other than that, we'll see.
What are your big takeaways just from watching your offensive line back again on tape?
Yeah, we do a better job of helping each other out. One of the areas we've done a good job of that unit always works as one. That's what makes the teams that are able to function better. That's what they do well. And there's a number of those where we got caught in a couple of twists because we're not passing, we're not on the same page. There's some learning. There's a few things that we'll learn from. In particular, that our players will be better for. A couple of it is just we're setting with too much depth. And then there is a little bit, Goff's got to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker. Now, some of that is also because on this route, the receiver's a little too deep. So then he's holding it just a bit longer to get the ball to him, and then it all begins to fall apart. So I think it's more of, look, you get a little bit out of sequence, you get behind a little bit, you start getting in a little bit more of a passing mode. Those guys pin their ears back, and look, those are good players. Gary's a hell of a rusher. We knew it. 97's a good rusher. And so we just got to get back to working together, do what we do, and take care of each other. May need to nudge the edges a little bit, which we can do, and I think that'll help everybody. We help them get back to what they do, which they will. That'll help Goff out as well.
Yeah,
friends, people you know on the Carolina staff that changes today, Deuce being one of the guys that was here last year.
Yeah, I haven't talked to anybody out there yet. I just kind of found out about that. So it's unfortunate, you know. I hate that for him. You don't want to hear anybody losing their job, you know. It's tough.
Favorite memories? Superdome.
Man, I have a lot. I was being a part of that team. I've won 40 games in there with those teams, and the staff that we were a part of. So it's special, man. It's a little bit like going home. So that's why I'm fired up to go back there, because I know winning in that area. I know winning in that building. So that's why I'm excited. All right.